Yeah, there's a reason that this video has been delayed for so long. It's simply because I don't want to talk about it, but I have to. I have made a vow starting this year I would start doing these monthly ranking videos. So, for better or for worse, and in this case for worse, we have to talk about the ones from February. And my goodness, February was not a good month for film at all. Like only one of them was great, and there were three really, really bad ones. So, yeah, out of the 6 movies I saw, this is how I rank them. So, let's dive in. This one's going to be a little quicker than the January one because I saw one less movie, and also because I want to spend as little time on the bad crap as possible. With the exception of one, the one we had to start off with, because it might just be my worst movie of the year. Yes, I absolutely kid you not. So, let's dive in, shall we? What's up? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Animation Station, your number one subject for anything and everything animation, including TV and movies. I'm your host, Jason Small. Welcome to my February 2025 movie ranking from worst to best. I saw 6 movies. 3 of them were absolutely terrible, and let me see. Then 2 of them were really good, and 1 was great. So, yeah, it was a rough month. So, let's not waste any more time and dive right in. Starting off with the worst, the one movie out of this list, out of 2 actually on this list, that I didn't review. This one I refused to, and the other one we'll talk about later because I didn't have time. So, starting off at the worst, and what might just be the worst movie I see this entire year, Kinda Pregnant. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you saw this coming. This movie's been bashed to high hell, and yeah, well deserved. This movie's terrible. Kinda Dog It would be a more accurate title, as it's not only the first bad movie I've seen this year, but more than likely will be the absolute worst movie of this entire year, and one of the only ones I outright refuse to give its own review. I may give Happy Madison more leniency than most, because I do like Adam Sandler movies when they're done right, 51st Dates, Chuck and Larry, Bulletproof, Longest Yard, Mr. Deeds, the classics. Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore. I like Adam Sandler movies, and I do not hate movies like Zookeeper or Paul Blart Mall Cop. I have a soft spot for those. But then you have stuff like Jack and Jill and the Grown Ups movies. Yeah, needless to say, their track record's very inconsistent. But unwatchable trash like this I will never defend. Humor is garbage, acting is atrocious, especially from Amy Schumer, who continues to prove that she was never good in the first place. The story's brain dead, the writing is some of the worst I've ever seen from this company, and its runtime feels like absolute torture. Save your brain cells and stay far away from this absolute abomination. This movie's a 0. 0 out of 10. It's an absolutely unwatchable dumpster fire. Stay far away from it. Okay, moving on. 5th, the movie I did review, and technically the worst of the ones I did review from last month, and it's one that is going to get me a lot of crap, but I still stand by this 100%. Captain America 4, Brave New World. I still hate this movie, with a burning passion. While Kinda Pregnant was a trash fire, I knew what to expect from it, because I saw the bad reviews of it before I even saw the movie. Whereas this one was just outright frustrating, unbearably boring, devoid of anything noteworthy outside of the new Falcon, and a solid enough performance by Anthony Mackie, who really does try his best despite the terrible script he's given. Featuring effects and running so bad that it makes She-Hulk look visually impressive, and wasting both Red Hulk and Leader. This is a new low for the MCU, and a pathetic disgrace to the name of Captain America. 2 out of 10. Go watch my review of it if you want more details. 4th is the other movie that I didn't review this year, and it's simply because I didn't have the time to. Love Hurts. Sure, Brave New World was frustrating, but man was this one a disappointment. Forgettable action, bland storytelling, unremarkable acting, and some very bad storytelling really dragged down what could have been a perfectly serviceable popcorn flick. It has a few moments of fun, and can even get a good laugh every once in a while. Puts it above the previous 2 just for that alone. But it's just not worth sitting through an hour of boring crap to get there. 2 out of 10. Will it be on the worst list? I don't know, probably, but we'll wait and see. But Point is, it's the most disappointing of the month. Alright, enough of the bad ones, let's talk about the highlights now. And like I said, only one of them is great. These other two are good, and one of them technically counts as decent. The decent one coming in at number 3. In third place goes to The Witcher Sirens of the Deep. This is a movie I did a full review on. You can go check that out if you want more details. While its bland story does copy familiar beats of Little Mermaid, which, from what I've read online, is the point because the story does take elements from Little Mermaid, like the original story from the game lore, so I'm not going to give it too much crap for that, but I do see plot recycling when I see plot recycling. And it doesn't have much of the trademark stuff from the actual franchise itself. I mean, Cersei isn't in it at all. It still manages to avoid capsizing thanks to great voice acting, excellent Castlevania-esque 2D animation, some pretty great gore. This movie does deliver in the brutality department. An amazing final battle against the ultimate antagonist. That final battle against the evil Sea Witch as a giant kraken is freaking awesome. Like, that thing nearly saves the whole... That thing is pretty much the entire reason to watch the movie. And Geralt is still as awesome as always, which is helped thanks to actually having his video game voice actor reprising his role. I cannot give this movie credit enough for that. More video game movies need to do that. Sure, it's a one and done at best, but it's a perfectly solid animated film. Give it a watch. Like I said, did a full review on it. You can go check that out if you want more details. Coming in second place is the last movie I reviewed for last month, even though it technically came out this month because it got delayed, but second place goes to The Monkey. As I said in my review, this is a movie that kind of just exists in its own world and just does whatever it wants, whenever it wants, just expecting the audience to go along with its insanity. And while critically it's an absolute mess, it makes up for it with some hilarious dark humor, going as over the top as possible, resulting in a lot of laughs, and absolutely spectacular gore that will leave the easily sick squirming in their seats. It's just unapologetically bananas, and I like it. And after suffering through so many bad movies in a row, this was a much-needed saving grace. I really like this movie. It probably won't make the best list, but I had a good time with it. Check it out if you haven't seen it. But coming in at number 1 by a mile, and the only movie out of February I'm going to call great, because I didn't see the Woody Harrelson Shallow Deep movie, whatever it was called. Editing will correct me later. But this is without a doubt the best movie I saw this month, and this one may or may not actually make the best list. And that goes to Hard Eyes. Whereas last month had some competition for the top spot, this time it wasn't even remotely close. This was an awesome slasher rom-com that delivered on everything it promised with fantastic gore, superb acting and chemistry between Mason Gooding Jr. and Olivia Holt, an instantly iconic horror villain, a ton of laughs, and some great practical effects. Sure, the reveal of the killer at the end is a colossal fail, and this is no My Bloody Valentine, but it's still a damn good horror movie regardless that'll have the horror-loving couple swooning and the gorehounds plenty satisfied. Highly recommended and easily the best movie of February. I really dug Hard Eyes. I absolutely loved it. I honestly hope it gets a sequel. This still has a lot of potential. And that's it for this second month of 2025, and man was it a big drop-off after the pretty decent January that preceded it, with only one great film and 3 absolute trash fires. However, with the exception of the awful Snow White remake, yes, that's still happening unfortunately, March actually looks pretty promising with The Day the Earth Blew Up finally coming out, a new SpongeBob movie, which I already reviewed, go check out that review if you haven't already, the first DC animation film of the year, Batman Ninja 2 vs. Yakuza League, a very exciting new vampire movie, Sinners, the first A24 film of the new year, Death of a Unicorn, and another R-rated Jason Statham action flick, a Working Man, all on the horizon. It's going to be a big month, and I hope you all join in. See you then. And yeah, I already reviewed the Plankton movie. That movie is freaking amazing. May or may not be my best movie of the year. But outside of that, I haven't seen anything else yet. So yeah, that's it. That's going to do it for this long delayed and mostly pretty negative film ranking video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for happier videos almost every single day. And until the next review, I'm Jat Small, this is Animation Station, and I'll see you guys next time for my 5th channel year anniversary special. It's going to be a really fun one. That's all I'm going to say. I'll see you next time.
Listen, I will soon forget. So listen and you won't regret. Be true to yourself, don't miss your chance, and you won't end up like the fool who ripped his pants.